Hi, in this video I want to show you how you can create a real 3D print from a logo or a drawing. I've taken a few steps for this because I printed this logo for my wall, like here. I wanted it for me as a background, but I've documented the whole process for you and will show you how it all works. In the first step, take your graphic or your picture of your logo, which you need as a vector file. If you have this vector file, it's okay, but if you have only a pixel graphic, then you have to convert this in a vector graphic. I did this by using a software that allowed me to trace the individual paths. What I did was essentially redraw the logo in the form of paths. There are also various online tools that can automate this process. I wanted to show you how you can do it also manually. Next, I exported these paths, which means I now have a vector file which I needed anyway. So I did this way. You can then scale up the vector file without losing quality. Then I imported the vector file into Blender and created a model out of it. Blender has a model that allows you to import paths or vector files and then generate a model out of them. You do this by modifying the surface using modify and then creating a model out of it. This model is now the basis, and I had to break it down a bit so I could actually print it. If you have a large 3D printer, you can do this, but standard 3D printers have a smaller print space, about 20 by 20 centimeter, and I wanted it a bit larger. So I divided the model into individual letters and started printing them one by one. You have to be a bit careful with how you proceed with the print. You need to scale the models equally so that the models are in the same size. And you should also get sure that the models fits into the printing space. For me, the T was too large for the printer, so I had to cut it at one point and later glued it together with super glue. And then I had my T. Printing itself takes time. Depending on the 3D printer, it can take quite a while. You should expect to spend several days on the print. I used a relatively inexpensive 3D printer and it actually worked out fine. I had everything printed within 3 days. Of course, I wasn't standing by all the time to throw in new files, but did it when I had time. Next, of course, is hanging up. So I simply used standard power strips to attach it to the wall. That's completely okay because it's just plastic. And this gives you a nice three-dimensional logo that you can hang up on your wall. As I said, if you want to follow the steps, you can do it along with this video. Here everything is shown step by step. You can now easily do it by yourself and create your own logo. If you light it a little bit up, it looks really cool. If you want more such creative ideas, subscribe to my channel. You'll find more tutorials on creativity as well as learning to draw, paint or even crafting. I wish you a lot of fun with your logo.